Hey guys, it's Laren from The Legacy Lifestyle, and I'm interviewing our girl Rachel Pluemer today.
Hello.
Rachel has had just such massive success in just internal transformation, external transformation since she started. So I wanted to just bring her on here for all of you guys so you could just hear some of her biggest takeaways of how she's done the work within herself, how she's building such a successful team, attracting so many powerhouse leaders to her, and just why this is so fun and getting to do it with your friends and becoming friends with people that are joining our team, and it's just incredible. So first of all, Rachel, now how long, I know you started Isagenix in the past, but this round, I want to say what, 5 months, 6 months?
I started in January. It was January I reached out to Laren and I said, I'm ready.
It feels so much longer than that.
I know.
It's crazy. I feel like we've been friends for years.
I know.
But I love that. Rachel had heard about Isagenix in the past and had tried it. And then we met at a networking event, I don't know, a couple of years ago and just stayed in touch. And it's one of those things, when you're ready, you know you're ready, and you're like, enough is enough. I'm ready for change. And so she reached out to me. And at that time, you and your boyfriend were kind of on a break. So you were already diving into personal development, and you started reading the book, The Power of Now, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did that kind of just start to shift and create this personal development for transformation for you too?
Well, I just pretty much decided I had spent the last year of my life telling everybody about when I was 21. I was the most fit I ever was, and I was in a bikini whenever I wanted. And I just had this moment where I realized that why can't I have that now? Why wouldn't I be able to have that now? I'm tired of saying, oh, I used to have the best body. Why don't I just have the best body? So that was kind of what it was. I just realized for a long time I'd been talking about the past instead of just making it happen.
Creating your future. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What changes have you seen in your body so far?
I mean, my skin, when I first started Isagenix, I was breaking out. I mean, you can see the scars all on my chin. I was breaking out up here, pretty much everywhere. That's the biggest change I've seen thus far, is my skin is complete 180. It used to be just, it was I would pop one zit and then 5 more would show up. And now my skin's just totally clear, and it's pretty much effortless. I mean, there's been a couple of nights, it used to be if I didn't wash my face, I would 100% be breaking out for days. And now it's the other night I didn't wash my face. I should have, but I just didn't. And it's I can just see that my skin is so much healthier. My back, I was breaking out a little bit on my back, gone. So, and my digestive system, that was another part of it. I was having a lot of issues. I just kind of realized I'm lactose intolerant, and everything I was eating was really just, I was just sick all the time. I'd wake up every day and I'd go to the bathroom for an hour, just misery every day. And that's something I've noticed with Isagenix too, is my digestive system is totally
it's rebalanced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you don't realize how much your digestion affects your mood. When people
get used to being sick.
Yeah.
You don't even realize that you feel sick because that's just how you feel for so long, that when you stop feeling sick, that's when you're like, holy shit, I've been feeling sick for years. I've been feeling sick. And I just got so used to it that I didn't think anything of it anymore.
Well, now, yeah, exactly. It makes, when you have, especially if people are constipated, it affects, you don't realize, but it really creates depression. It creates anxiety. It creates moodiness, because it's your body is holding on to toxins that it's not supposed to have. So a lot of people just, like you said, they're holding on to this, oh, this is just how it is. I don't feel good. They don't realize how good that they can really feel.
Well, I didn't even realize I didn't feel good. I just,
till you
so used to it.
Yeah.
And the other big change I've seen is my gut, underneath my belly button. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much gone. The fupa, if you would, that pretty much went away right when I started Isagenix. It just kind of dissolved, which I feel was some of the issues in my gut resolving, because that's why I had the inflammation and the bloating and the extra weight down there, is because I had digestive issues that I was just ignoring. So it just stuck right there under my belly button.
Mm-hmm. And now you and I have been working out at Pearl Street together. So now, how do you feel? I was so impressed with you because, yes, you've been working out, but Pearl Street is so hardcore. And so you started going with me last week 2 weeks ago. And you nailed it. Like, you kept up so well. And I think that's also a testimony of what Isogenics can do, is just like giving you the energy that your body needs to like have that endurance. But even just in the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, how have you seen your body shift by incorporating that fitness element into it?
I mean, I would say in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, I've just been more disciplined. I've been doing it to a T the way that I should be doing it, not snacking on things that don't feel good. I just, have really implemented the discipline, and it's amazing. I mean, I just feel like I just wake up and feel better. I look forward to like my routine in the morning where I wake up and I drink my ionics and I get to make a shake, it just becomes like kind of an exciting thing to wake up and have something, in the morning. It used to be like I'd wake up and I'd be like, now what? Like, okay, I can have a bunch of coffee, but that's going to make me tired. The morning was just kind of a blah period. So having something to look forward to in the mornings has really been helpful.
Yeah, that's huge. I'm turning it into a lifestyle for sure.
Yeah, and it's kind of fun.
So now you've been sharing with other people, you're vocal about it. What I love so much about you is, and I told Chris this yesterday, I was like, why I love Rachel so much? And he's like, why? I'm like, you just are who you are, and you make friends with everyone everywhere you go. Everywhere. You just talk to everybody, and you're just loud, and you're just you. And I love it about you. I'm like, I want to be more like Rachel. You just are so good. Like, even if we go work out, you've made friends with every person in that room by the time we leave. Or if we go to like Restoration Hardware and you're like making best friends with that girl, like you just have this natural ability about you to just draw people to you, but also you're just bold and out loud and just go for it. And I think it's really benefited you so far as building this business because you don't hold back. What do you feel like, what excites you the most about what the value you can bring others because of the power of Isogenics?
I mean, obviously the financial opportunity, but I find a lot of people don't necessarily jump on board to the financial opportunity the way that I did. It's like, oh, it must be too good to be true. So I really like to start with the just aspect of, why can't you have the body that you had 5 years ago? Why? That's what's so liberating, is being able to give someone something and knowing that if they do it, they're going to have results. And that's the other side of the coin that I think is challenging for people, is if they're not ready and you give them a product that will give them results, it can be intimidating because it is going to work. It is going to change your life. And you have to be ready to change your life. And if you're not ready, then you're going to shy away from it. So it's really, as much as the products are important, it's really being in a place where you're ready to receive this gift. Because I always tell people, someone can throw a ball to you, and if they give you the best throw, it'll hit you right in the chest and your arms are folded, you're not going to catch it. Even if it's the best throw, right on point, you're not going to catch it. So you need to be in a place where you're ready to catch it when it comes.
Yep. I love that. That's amazing. That's huge. So,
did I answer your question?
Yeah. I think the value you can bring other people is giving them opportunity when they're ready, for starters.
To change their life.
They're ready, but it can change your life, and it can change their life physically, and it can change their life financially. You and I are very similar. Like, we love the business side. We love the financial piece, the opportunity, because we're like, yes, these products will change your body, but the financial side will change your life. And that is like, we're casting that vision of creating freedom and wealth for people, like building an asset of wealth. And I love it. We think long-term with this. So yes, we know it takes time to build, and that's where some people give up too soon. But we're like, we know this builds in this compounds, and it will change your life. And you've made over $800 or $900 already. Total.
And I think one thing that I was afraid of was it being an all or nothing thing. And that's what I personally shied away from, was like, it just felt too intimidating as an all or nothing thing. But the more that I've done it, it's become really fun. Like, I just got my auto ship, and I literally just went in last night after getting my auto ship, and I ordered more stuff, and I put together my next auto ship.
Mm-hmm.
So I really had fun kind of branching out from the products and realizing that it's not all or nothing. It's not like live or die isogenics. It's just something you continually do. And, you know, in the beginning, I think my attitude was like I said, all or nothing. And now it's gotten to the point, you know, this is what I do. It works for me. I like it. If it works for you, that's awesome. Like I said, it works for me. And if not, no big deal, you know, just
You have to be like emotionally unattached to that outcome.
because I used to get so hurt if like someone wasn't ready or if someone like just wasn't feeling it. And now I'm just to the point, and now that I'm not coming from a point of defending it anymore, people are coming to me about it.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, I had so much like momentum and
Like,
energy
no
towards
way,
it, and it
you
was all or
understand.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm kind of like, yeah, I mean, I love it. It works great for me. Look at what's done for me. People are like, oh yeah, you know, that you're
Mm-hmm.
kind of right. That you okay, I'll try some.
When you can
So I
have
feel like
excitement, that emotion creates that emotion for them, but then you can bless and release it because you're like, maybe this isn't, isogenics isn't for everyone. Yes, everybody eats, but not everybody's going to join you. But if you're so solid on the vision of this is what I want to create, and this is the team that I want to have, and this is the financial opportunity I want to attract, the right people show up. So when you can just fully have faith and trust that, and you know, I'm giving these people what they want, if they say no, it's not for them.
well, and it takes a little bit of time, you know. Sometimes they say, oh, it's not for me, it's not for me. And then, you know, one of my girls, she's very adamant it's not for her, but she keeps coming back around and she has questions, she wants to try it. So it's funny, you never know, you know, sometimes the people that are like, not for me, they are watching you and they want to see, is it for me?
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be working for her, you know. So I think
Well, and they want
the
to see
biggest
you
thing that's
stay with
helped.
it. You know, it's you staying with it too and leading by example. They're like, is this just a little fad she's going through? But like a year from now, when they're like, wait a minute, she's still doing this, she's still crushing it. Like there's something to this. You could have people join you in a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now that have been watching your journey.
And that's what I was going to say is I feel like the biggest thing that's impacted my business is me holding myself accountable and actually doing what I need to do. That has like significantly impacted my business and helped me feel better about like, you know, it's hard to sell something or believe in something if you're not fully committed to it. So
Mm-hmm.
I saw the biggest shift once I fully committed. This is what I'm doing. This is how it is. Like anyone that doesn't like it, that's fine. Like it's not their thing, it's my thing. And it used to just weigh so much more on me if people didn't like it or if people said no to me. And now it's just like, I'm doing it. I love the results. I see it in my skin. I see it in my body. I see it in my life. I see from January to today the amount of personal growth and progress that I've made because Isogenics has held me accountable, and because I mean, it just kind of gets the ball rolling and it keeps the ball rolling. And it's just accountability and it's just growth. And it's so much more than just like shakes.
It's so much more. And that's the next direction I want to take with you is like, aside from the body, aside from the nutrition, how have you transformed personally through mindset, through law of attraction, through manifesting the things that you want, through truly having a greater self-awareness about yourself and how you respond to things?
I mean, I've kind of just been on a journey of
Self-discovery.
self-discovery. And I feel like Isogenics has just been, I mean, I tell people, I feel like the business training, first off, that I've gotten from Isogenics,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to college, and the opportunity that I have to not have a ceiling, you know, to not have a salary, to not have it's limitless. And the training that I've gotten from Isogenics just on business in general has helped my Isogenics business. It's helped my real estate business. I mean, it's really helped me grow and just see a bigger vision for my life than I had before. You know, I had an idea of my life. I just didn't necessarily know like how I could have it or a way to get there. And that's Isogenics has really been the vehicle to kind of help me. I mean, an extra 800 a month, that's so helpful for me for whatever, for bills, for advertising, for my real estate career. I mean, it's
To be able to reinvest in your business to make more money, you know?
and lose weight. I mean, I'm making money and losing weight and like getting my dream body, the body that I used to say, oh, I used to have the best body. Okay, well, I'm going to have it. I'm working on having it every day. Like, why can't I have it now? Why not now? That's what Isogenics has taught me, is like anything is possible. And I don't know, just being around the Isogenics community, you are the company you keep, right? So why would you not want to surround yourself with a bunch of business oriented, like-minded people who are from all walks of life, who are committed to bettering themselves and to growing? I
There's
mean,
seriously nothing better. Yeah.
no, I like the quote. It says, winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. So that's kind of helped me. Like, anyone that's saying anything about my Isogenics, or that has any, any negativity I've had surrounding it, I'm hanging out with people that are going places, that are committed to changing their lives. So anyone that isn't on board with that is fine, because I have a circle of people that are growing. And when I start to surround myself with people that are growing, then I'm going to grow. You want to put people around you that are the people you want to be like.
Yeah. Well, and I love, you attract where you are in this business. So right now, the people you're attracting are going to be different than the people you'll attract 2 years from now, because you're going to keep growing as a leader. And that's not to say anything about people, but you're going to keep evolving and keep growing. And that's the power of this business. Is like, you're earning as you're learning. You're growing and you're building this asset of wealth over time, but it's like you can keep evolving and learning as you go. What are some of the things, like, to give people watching, what are some of the tools that you love? I know we're huge Abraham Hicks junkies. You've been doing a lot of the Bob Proctor video.
I love The Power of Now. The Power of Now was like the book that got me on this journey that changed my life. I recommend everyone read The Power of Now. It is incredible.
What's your biggest takeaway from that book?
Just about living in the present and kind of not getting in your head, accepting things for what they are, recognizing nothing's ever a problem. It's just there are no problems. It's your perception that something's a problem. And whatever, if you perceive it as a problem, then it's always going to be a problem, rather than seeing it as an opportunity to pivot and expand. Instead of it being like a dead end, just take a slight right pivot or a left pivot, whatever direction, and ask yourself, where's the room for expansion here? This is it doesn't have to be a problem. It just is a situation. And now let's see what else is available for me to create.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I love Abraham Hicks. I've been listening to Abraham Hicks for like 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading the 4 Agreements. That's really good. I just like all the spiritual kind of energy,
self-development, spiritual development.
Yeah. Manifesting. I've really manifested. Like, I've always believed in manifestation, because I've like manifested things accidentally and on purpose. But I feel more connected.
High vibration. You naturally are at that vibration, so you're doing it without even realizing you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. And now having more control over it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of fun to play with, like, oh, I'm going to make this happen today. Or, I'll see people that I know would like Isogenics. And this is one of the things I love to do, is someone will ask me about it. So I'll go and I'll write their name down. And Lauren, you're the one that taught me this, but it works. I'll write their name down. And then just, once or twice a week, I'll write their name down under my Isogenics people. I just have an ongoing list. And it's funny when you start to manifest that and put that out there and put it on paper, who shows up, because they really do. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the people you're like, this is the last person that will ever consider Isogenics. Out of nowhere, they're like, hey, are you still doing those shakes? And I'm like, oh, I made that happen.
What's funny is,
powerful.
We were talking about the Bob Proctor thing the other day, and about the ladder.
Yes.
I see ladders everywhere.
Really?
I've never noticed ladders, and all of a sudden, because we had that conversation, I'm like, there's one. It's
That's
weird.
So funny. Mm-hmm. I went to my parents' house 2 days after. My mom said, your dad just bought this ladder from Bill. I don't know why we need a ladder. And I'm like, oh, And she's like, what? I'm like, the ladder. She just thinks I'm crazy, but I'm like, it's the ladder.
For those of you watching,
The ladder.
talking about, like, Bob Proctor gives an example of, like, imagine, like, so if you're new to manifesting, it's like you have to get so clear on the imagination, visualization of what you want, and spend like 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes a night visualizing everything you want. But she was saying in this video she was watching, he gives the example of, like, imagine like climbing this ladder. And guess what happens is all of a sudden, you know, a week or two goes by, all of a sudden someone's going to ask you, like, can you stand on this ladder and go grab something? So it's, for me, like, I manifest coins. So like, I always see, if you're with me, I'm always going to find pennies or coins on the ground, and numbers is huge. Like, when you know you're in alignment, you're seeing like 555, 333, 444, 1111, these things. And in that moment, always look them up so that you can kind of see, like, well, what was I just thinking about or internalizing at that moment? Or maybe I was asking the universe a question, and that's a sign to show that your angels are with you and, like, you're in alignment with the universe. So look up the number and be like, what was I thinking in that moment? It's going to give you those answers.
I've seen crazy numbers since I started all of this. I feel more connected to a higher power than I have, I think, in my whole life. And I see evidence and signs of that and guidance every day. And I've never really had that before. But it's just forced me to really go on a deep personal journey of spirituality and self-discovery, and what do I want for my life and what do I want for my future. Because a lot of times what I find is when you sit down to write out what you want out of your life, it's hard. You think you know what you want, but how can you get what you want if you don't even know what you want?
Exactly. You need the clarity first.
The clarity.
Sometimes even just getting into that state of, like, deep meditation too, of, like, allowing and asking the universe, show me those signs. You don't always have to necessarily, sometimes it is hard if you don't have that clarity of what do I want to imagine. Allow the universe to give you those signs, and it might not happen right that second, but that week, pay attention, like, oh, this feels good, or oh, there it is. Like, so you'll start to get that clarity throughout the week, and pay attention to that. You can either look at every day as a miracle, or every day is not a miracle. So when you start to see everything is working for you and the universe is bringing you that signs and those miracles every day, your whole mindset shifts to be like, everything is in place today that's moving me closer to my goals.
And it's always working out. Everything is always working out. Everything is always for you, never against you. Always. Even when it feels like it's against you, pivot. I'm doing this money class to kind of just because why not? And she teaches that if an airplane is scheduled to go to a certain location and it shifts 1 degree, 1 degree shift will take it to a completely different destination. So throughout life, if something doesn't feel good, she says to pivot and ask yourself what's available, not what could be, what's available, what's ready right now. So take a 1 degree pivot if it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't feel right, because that is a chance for expansion and for creation. To, instead of seeing it as a closed door, say, all right, so that door's closed. What about this door? It's giving you whenever you're not getting something you need, that's the universe giving you an opportunity for more, for expansion.
Yeah, and it's like the compound effect. If you better yourself in 1 degree every single day and be like, okay,
which is nothing. 1 degree, that's like having a green tea instead of a coffee.
If you're like, I'm going to reach out to one more person about Isagenix today. I'm going to just read 5 more minutes today. I'm just going to listen to this podcast today. I'm going to just go run on the treadmill 2 minutes longer. Like, if you just do 1 degree of change every single day, imagine where you're going to be in 1 year. But then do the opposite. I'm just going to go and have 1 glass of happy hour. I'm just going to watch another hour of Netflix instead of working on my business. I'm just going to, and they're negative things, guess what's going to happen in 1 year? So it's like, make those subtle shifts every single day. I did this amazing meditation. This made me think of it. It was a money manifesting. And it was like, you're in this desert and you're so exhausted and you just have to walk to the next town for water. And you're just like your mouth is completely dry, and you have to just visualize like how hard that is. And you're just like, I just want to get to that goal. I just want to get to that goal. I just want to get to that town because all the water is there. And you're just so focused on getting there, and you just keep going and going and going. You're walking through this desert and it's hot and you're sweating and you just feel like you're going to die, and you're struggling and you're just trying to get through it the same way we do in life when we're going after a goal. And all of a sudden you trip over this cactus and you fall and you cut your foot and you look at the cactus and it opens because you tripped on it so hard, and there's water pouring out of it. And all of a sudden you turn around and you look at, you've passed cactus after cactus after cactus after cactus on your entire walk, but you were so focused on the goal and the town with water that you didn't notice all the opportunities as being presented in your path. And it's like, how many times in life too are you're like, I just want this goal, I want to achieve this, or I want this, but it's like, this person's in your path, this person's in your path, this person's in your path that you could be impacting every day, or doing these things that are going to move you closer to your goal.
And one thing that's really helped me is I've just like, if I'm on Facebook or Instagram and I feel like, oh, I should tell this person about Isagenix, right then and there I do it. Because one thing I've learned is when I have those like inspired thoughts, oh, I should tell this person, not forced, just out of nowhere when I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh, this person, that's when you message them. Mm-hmm. Because I've had multiple people that I've felt that about, message them, they read it, nothing happens. 6 weeks later, hey, I know that, you had messaged me about this. I didn't say anything, but now I'm ready to know more. So just because someone doesn't necessarily get back to you right away, or that doesn't mean they didn't hear it. Sometimes you get so focused on what it looks like and how it should look. This is what the power of now taught me, is you have this clear vision. Like, hold on, let me put my phone in between my legs. You get like this, right? You get tunnel vision, and you only see your tunnel because your vision is so clear and it's this tunnel. But a lot of times right outside the tunnel is a lot of opportunity, and what you perceive success or what you perceive your journey to look like is wrong. You should have no preconceived notions of what your journey will look like, because that will just limit you. It will just keep your tunnel vision, and you're going to miss anything that's right outside your vision.
Yeah, when you're tapped into the universe in alignment, just like you said, then it's like you have pay attention to like what's happening in your mind and your heart, because it's like you're going to have those moments like, oh, I should reach out to this girl, like that. They're there for a reason when you're in that alignment.
Absolutely.
So I know people are thinking, like, as you're saying that, they're going to want to know what you say. So what do you write when you reach out to someone?
I mean, I just it depends on the person. I usually start by saying, hey, I don't know where you're at, but I've been doing Isagenix, something along the lines of this. It's kind of, it's changed my life. It's been so much more than just nutrition. It's been really a lifestyle change. I've had really good results with it. I thought of you because you're working this job. I see that you're always working. I think it would be something to free you up. Or, you had mentioned that you were trying to lose some weight, whatever reason I felt they would be good for Isagenix. I put that in there. And then I kind of leave it, like I said, I don't know where you're at, but it works for me. And I know that it would work for you. So whenever you're ready, I'm here. No pressure. Something kind of like that, letting them know that when they're ready, I'm here. I thought of them because, and I give them my testimony about why I love it and how it's worked for me.
Yeah. And I always love to end them with like, timing may or may not be right for you. It is. And then it's like, yeah. All right.
But if it is, then I'm ready.
Exactly.
And you're ready. Let's be ready.
Exactly. We have to wrap this up because it's getting too long. But what is one last advice that you want to give other people who are just getting started or are ready to take their business to the next level?
So this was the most helpful piece of advice I got from Laura St. John. She drew me a little U, and then she drew a line through it. She said, when you get too high on either side, you get too high or you get too low, it's bad. If you're too excited, you're going to swing right back and you're going to get really low. So never get too excited and never get too down. Always stay below, always stay even keel with it. So try, in this business, it's easy to have highs and lows, and you'll start to feel it as it shifts, but kind of don't allow yourself to, and just trust that where you are is where you are. It's not an all or nothing thing. It's not like, now that you've committed to it, drop everything in your life and run for it. You know, it can feel that way at times, like all or nothing, but it's not. It's a long-term business, and remember that it's long-term. So there's no immediate need to freak yourself out about, is this right? Is this right? It's just a waste of time. There's no point.
Yep. Absolutely. There's so many highs and lows in this business, and it's like, how can you just stay balanced and not let those affect you, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Thanks, Rachel. You are crushing it. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for getting me on this call.
Yeah. I hope all of you guys watching are just so inspired by her. Because she is just
amazing. Stick with it. It'll change your life. Change your life.
Yeah.
And your skin.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.